Megan and Kylie are on one end of the pool, and Kelsey is so inebriated that she is passed out on the floaty on the other side of the pool. So EJ goes over and he says, look, we need to go upstairs, baby. So she's eyes closed, mumbling, drunk. He walks her, she's stumbling kind of up to the bed, puts her in the bed so that she can go to sleep. Then he comes back downstairs. More drinking is taking place. They've already gone through about 6 or 7 bottles, but more drinking is taking place. He said that Tory got there after Megan called him on FaceTime. It took 30 minutes for Tory to get there. It took about 30 minutes after she called on FaceTime.
Wait, hold on. So Meg's still drinking? And her friend passed out?
After the 6 and 7 bottles, and her friend that she didn't seem to give a fuck about that was floating unconscious over there, yeah, she continued drinking with Kylie while her friend was knocked the fuck out. Floating in a body of water.
Told y'all Meg the Liver King, man. Meg could drink Sprite out of me.
Okay. Woo. So, Megan calls Tory on FaceTime. Hey, come through. About 30 minutes later, he comes through. They said that Corey said, are we wrapping this shit up or what's going on? Because other people had left. So now we all caught up, you guys. By the time Tory got there, EJ says it was just us. And it wasn't that much drinking going on right at that point. They said when Tory got there, and he kind of got more settled in, they started drinking again. So he got there at about 9 to 9:30. Kelsey is still asleep. They said when Tory got there, Corey Gamble left. So they said, EJ said, not they. EJ said Kylie and Megan went to the door, and Megan was twerking for Tory in the doorway. Okay? Look at me, shaking that ass, okay? So, bouncing that ass. So they said Tory comes up, obviously. Kylie walks everybody in. He said Tory didn't have no security. The driver stayed in the car. They said Kylie was out of the pool. Megan was out of the pool at the time that EJ went to go check on Kelsey. He came back, and Kylie and Tory were in the pool. He said, I don't know where Megan was at that time. But then Megan came back down and then got in the pool. Hold on, bitch. Then Megan came and got back in the pool. And they drank some more, if that's fucking possible. So Megan's wig is slipping at this point. Yeah, it's so much alcohol. So Megan's wig is slipping. So EJ said, I know that Megan hates to have her hair messed up. So I told her, baby, your wig is slipping. So he said that he tried to adjust it. And so when he adjusted it by the side of the pool, Megan swam the fuck off. He trying to tell her it's time to go. But she was like, just basically on some shit, like, just touch it up. And then she literally swam back off. Okay. Okay. She came back, and the wig was in the middle of her motherfucking head. So EJ said, look, girl, let's go to this bathroom, try to fix this wig. He said when they went to the bathroom to try to fix the wig, he said, baby, this wig ain't gonna make it. The wig is fucking done. Let's go. I'll just go pack our bags so we can leave. He said Megan wanted to leave, but she wanted Kelsey and Tory to leave too. The bitch ain't want to leave by herself. She needed them to go. She making it the parents want them to go. They said, this is a question to EJ. Did you see anything in the bags when you packed it? He said no. They said, what did you pack? He said, I packed a Louis V bag and a suitcase. So now these bags that Megan, act like she didn't know who the fuck they belong to, baby, these are your bags, he has confirmed. They said, did you look in the bags? No. Did you see anything inside the bags that looked like maybe a taser or a gun? No. They said, did you state that you saw a firearm that could have been in her bag previously, like in life in general? He said, yeah. I'm sorry. He said, yeah. They said, did you look in her bag this time? He said, I just packed the bags and put them in my car. Now we got EJ has packed the bags. He said, when I put the bags in my car, I went and told Megan, let's go. The bags are in the car. He said Megan was hesitant to leave, and she kept on asking for Tory and Kelsey. He said she was drunk and aggressive. He said, at this point, I am ready to go home. And so I offered to take her home, but she wanted to leave with Tory. He said, I never left them anywhere. If they roll with me, I make sure they get back how they came. He said, so when she asked me to put the shit in Tory's car, I asked her twice, are you sure? And she said, yeah, put it in that car. He said, so I told Kelsey, this is what she want to do. And we put the bags in Tory's car. He said, I told the driver, can you open the trunk? And I put the shit in, we put the shit in the trunk. He said, I went back inside and told Megan the bags are in Tory's car. He said Megan was irritated at that point, but that Kelsey and Megan got in the car, and he got in his car. And he said, I pulled out behind them. And I said, text me when you get home. So now we have somebody else corroborating that she did leave that residence the first time with Quan and Kelsey. And it was just those three. He said, if someone said that you weren't there when they left, at the time that they left, would that be true? He said, no. This is a direct shot at Megan, who made those claims. She rode with Tory because EJ was gone. That is not true, because EJ packed your ass up and made sure that you were in the car, okay? EJ said, it actually irritates me that someone would say that I left, because I would never do that. Came with me, you leave with me. He only moved the bags because that's what she wanted to do. And he don't leave bitches behind that he fuck with. He said, so that made him very irritated, okay? He said, so I knew that once Megan had made a sly remark that it was time to go. He said, I've been knowing Kylie. He said, I even hit T. Ferris up via text and told him it's time for us to go. He said, when Megan made a sly remark to Kylie, I was already on alert. Huh?
What was the remark?
You want me to jump to the remark? He ain't said at that point.
Keep it going as long as you got it. Go ahead.
Hell yeah, I got it. So he said, look, I was on my toes because Megan went from fun to being irritated. So they switched gears a little bit. They said, when you met Tory? He said, I met him at a Rock Nation brunch. And he said, get into this. Tory would come over to Megan's house. I would drop Megan off at Tory's house. And I ain't never seen him with no gun. He said he didn't seen Tory about 10 fucking times. He said that Megan went on trips with Tory. We'll get there. Anyway, while she up here playing, like she ain't over there sucking and fucking, but regardless, he said, I've dropped Megan with, huh?
Vacations?
Vacation. That was caked up. Was they in love, Ek?
Hey, I think she had some feelings. She didn't like how Kylie was pressing up type shit. But go ahead, girl. This is too good. This is too good. Hey. Okay. Hey, all my chat niggas in here, man. Yo, y'all run up her cash app, man. That's mob rated down there, man. Y'all show her some love. You know what I mean? This beautiful queen has gotten us all the info and held us down for a whole week. She been doing the God's work. Come on now.
So thank you. So he said, I've dropped Megan with Tory, and I wasn't worried about it because we spent damn near all of quarantine with him. And he said Megan has gone on trips with him, and she has met with Tory without security. So remember, I think it was you. Was it you that said that, yeah, she been linking up without her team knowing? All right.
Behind their back.
Let's get into it. So EJ says, yes. They went on trips together. She has been around him without security. I never thought nothing of it. He even said, before I knew Tory, I thought he was an asshole. He said, but during quarantine, when I got to know him, he was cool. He changed his mind on him. So he said, I have not seen Tory since that night at Kylie's house. So now we get back to the security talk. They said, has there ever been a time where you've seen a handgun in Megan's bags? He said, no. He said, I just packed the bags, though. I just throw shit on top of her bags. He said, were there weapons in the bags? This still defense. He said, I don't know, because I just put the shit on top. So now we go to cross-examination. They said, let's go back to July 11th. They said, do you recall the start of that day? EJ said, yeah. I picked Megan and Kelsey up at the same location at about 1 p.m. And we went straight to Kylie's home. They said that afternoon, did you see those two with the gun? He said, no. He said, who was there? He said, Kylie, Corey, some of Kylie's friends, and security. And they said, where was Kylie's house at? He said, I don't know the address, but it's near the Beverly Hills Canyon, near the LA Basin. He said Megan was near Runyon Canyon at the top of the hill. So it took maybe 15 to 20 minutes to get to her house. And it was like, oh, so that's quick in LA. And they had a little chuckle about how fast that was. So they said, did more people come at any point in the night? And he said about an hour after we had been there, a white man came with Odell Beckham. And that's his thing? Yeah, Odell Beckham Jr., the football player, the little pretty ass one. him. Yeah. He said about an hour or so later, here come Odell Beckham and a damn white man. He said, so about how many people, EJ didn't know his name, how many people was at the house at that point? He said it was probably about 4:15 and it was about 10 or 12 people at that point. And so he said, the reason I know that it probably was around that time is because when we got in the pool, the sun was setting. He said, so I'm basing it off of, you know, how the weather was, like what it was looking like outside. So he said the party was drinking. No, I'm sorry. He said, who was drinking at the party? Everybody was drinking. He said everybody but me, Odell, and his friend was drinking. So the prosecutor, Bot, was like, you would say that Odell Beckham is a big guy, right? And I think that he was about to get into the 6 or 7 bottles that then got chugged a lot. And so he was like, well, hold on now. He said me and Odell actually had a little combo real quick because me and Odell don't drink. He said, so me, Odell, and one more person wasn't drinking that night. So exclude us from the group of people that went through them 6 or 7 bottles. So they had to throw that shit out the window because prosecution looked like that. Yo, y'all do the math in the motherfucking chat. So they said, so how many people was drinking the goddamn liquor? They said by 8 people. About 8 people went through about 6 or 7 motherfucking bottles, basically. That's what we said.
Yo, Meg killed 3 bottles of Henny by herself? We might have to give her an award.
Trophies. So then, playing beer pong. Everybody playing beer pong. They said, did Megan make some food? Here we go with this cheap-ass nigga meal. He said, yeah. She went in there to go make some tacos. They said tacos or nachos. People, it gets worse. The bitch didn't even have Rotel and Velveeta. He said, no. Megan made tacos. He said, but we never ate them because Megan ass was too worried about coming outside the party. He said Megan was supposed to go in and make that motherfucking ground beef and put it in them damn shells, but she could not stand the fact that everybody was having a good time. So she said, fuck the tacos. These hoes ain't even ate. So then they said Kelsey passed out about a few hours into the party. He said, so everybody was just talking and drinking, right? And then so EJ was like, yeah. He said, were they bragging about having a gun? He said, no. They said, what time did Kelsey pass out? He said, probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock. He said, so Kelsey passed out. Was she drunk? And he said, hell yeah, like she was drunk. I had to go put her in the bed. And he said that Kelsey and Kylie actually hit it off because Kelsey a party starter. They said she like a little Tasmanian devil. He said she's short, she wild, and she the life of the party. She's a happy drunk. They say, you know, but she got a lot of bark. But that night she was in a great space. He said, have you ever seen Kelsey bite? And he said, no. All she do is go to sleep. Okay? He said, I've never seen Kelsey get physical. He said she was passed out on the raft. That's how he was describing the floating. She was passed out on the raft. And he said, I walked over there and I told her we need to go get in the bed. He said it was a long walk. I had to help her. Her eyes was closed and she was mumbling and shit. They asked him to describe the room that Kylie had for them. And you know this a rich-ass bitch. He said the room that Kylie gave us was on the far left side of the damn house. And the room had a bed, a patio, and a damn living room. So basically, Kylie done gave them a motherfucking apartment. Basically.